Alright y'all, I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how I clean my lobsters for sale. When you do it like this, it works out because you know you have good product and the people who you sell to know that they have good product. And these lobsters here, they were been in my fridge for about 2 days and I'm going to dehydrate them. But I'll show you how I clean them up, the process I use. The first trick I use for this is to make sure you have multiple strainers. And then over the top. Alright. So the trick with the lobsters is you have to take any of this brown off, any of the dark off. They like this trimmed up. The trick is you just put it under water. You go like this and you take along the stem. You go all along the stem. And you make sure you take that first little couple inches off. And then when you cut across the bottom, it should be nice white. Just make sure you get all the dirt off. And when you see any little slug marks like that, that's just to take it down. And on the top, just dig it out, just flat. It's okay to take almost all that red off if you need to. That's not the goal, but it does help the look of the mushroom. You get all the little divots and cracks out. Whatever looks funky, just don't be scared to take off that edge. So there's your lobster right there. And that's basically finished. There you go. You see down inside there. Oh, there you go. That's finished. And that one I cleaned in the field. You can see I don't have that much left to do. A little bit down inside. Just gonna make sure the little holes are clean. Looks good if you go all the way around that edge, all the way around that stem. Makes it look better. Alright, so here's a really dirty one. trick of this, start at the bottom. You can't be scared to lose. If you're scared to lose it, you shouldn't be doing it. If you're not willing to do this, you should not be selling lobsters, because you will be destroying them for anybody who eats them. If you have tons of dirt inside. And visually, it's got to be appealing. So any little speck of dirt, get it out of there. These dry really well. Plus, if you get all that stuff out of there, these actually last quite a bit longer. Most mushrooms you don't want to get wet, but these, if you can get all that dirt out, they surprisingly last quite a bit longer in the fridge. So, just got to get it out, dry them off, and put them in a box, and they'll last a week or so. Through these, you can clean them up quite a bit compared to what they start out as. Just handing them over ugly and dirty, nobody would want them. Any little imperfections, it's pretty easy to make look better. Out of all the mushrooms that I forage for, lobsters take the most work cleaning up. There's no other mushroom that takes me anywhere near this long, unless you have a seriously dirty hand. But everything else is much easier than this. Cleaned up, looks way better. See, they look pretty. Why don't you clean them up? Looks pretty now. They look beautiful, all cleaned up. Absolutely gorgeous. When you get a gnarly like this one, it's best just to go right across the top. Take all the little bumps off. All the little divots off at least. Scrape it flat. Very quickly you can turn it into a really decent looking mushroom. See? Looks totally different. Like a totally different mushroom. Much better. Let it dry. Here it is. Here, come on. You what? Ah. That's why you want the bigger ones, because the smaller ones you do a lot of cleaning and there's not a whole lot left. So unless you can find some perfect little ones, it's just not worth it. Sweet. Now, if you're not wanting to clean your lobsters like this, not wanting to spend 20 minutes over a sink, I probably wouldn't even pick lobsters whatsoever. So you just want to lay them out like that for a little bit. You can always put them in your fridge and they dry a little faster, but the trick is you get them to where they're dry, and then you put them in a box. For me, I'm going to slice these all up and I'm going to dehydrate them to bring to the festival. But that right there, those lobsters, if you can't do that, clean them this way. I wouldn't even touch them. Because when you bring lobsters to people and you dump off lobsters and the bottoms aren't trimmed and there's bugs in them, the next time they don't want to buy from anybody. So you don't ruin it for everybody just because you're trying to make a buck. Now, trick is you make sure you only sell the best stuff. And you clean them up the best and you hand them over the best. That way people have the greatest experience. So that's my tips and tricks for lobsters. Thanks for watching. Happy hunting. See you next time.